Hi, let's talk about music theory. One place we could start with is a blank piece of paper. So you can pause this video and get some scratch paper. You could get an envelope. It doesn't have to be nice, clean paper. You know me, I love the planet. So you can pause this if you need. I recommend a pencil, but I'm going to use this Sharpie so it can show up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to draw 5 lines and 4 spaces. Now, I know you already have staff paper, but I just, what did I say? Staff paper. That's one of our vocabulary words. We're going to get to that. But let's draw 5 lines and 4 spaces. These are going to be horizontal lines. Make them get a bit, go ahead and take up space. And count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try. It's, I'm just a human. It's hard to make them perfectly, even in between. And that's all right. Okay. This is called the staff, right? This, anytime you see 5 lines like this, horizontal lines, it creates 4 spaces. Here are 3 staves. The plural is staves. So 5 lines and 4 spaces is the staff. Now, if I were to draw any notes on this, would we know what pitch it was? The answer is... somebody's running out of ink. Now, you must have a clef. You must have a clef. Violin reads in treble clef. Treble clef. Now, of course, like I said, you can pause these videos anytime. Get your writing tool, pencil perhaps, and you can make just a little dot where you would if you were going to draw a 6th line, but you're not going to draw another line. About the same distance as between these lines, you're going to start at the top and you're going to go fairly straight. Now, there's lots of ways you can draw a treble clef. This is just a simple way that will work. Everybody who reads music will know. You start at the top, go all the way down, and start swooping it up. Seriously, if you go look this up in some printed music, you're going to say, gee, Miss Lynn, that's not how it's done. It's okay to have, this is like your signature, right? It's just a lesson in how to draw it. Now, 2 of these lines are significant. The second one and the 4th one. Put your pen at the top and go to the right. You're going to go to the right and you're going to cross at that 4th line. Look at that. You don't have to stop your pen there, but we do when we're trying to learn. So starting at the top and you cross it at the 4th line. Now you're going to do a big swoop and hug that 2nd line. There's a significance of this 2nd line. The nickname of the treble clef is the G clef. The G clef. This swoops around the 2nd line, which is G. All right? So now you have a staff and you have the clef that indicates, well, okay, now I know that this must be an E, a G, a B, a D, an F, and we're gonna talk about that. Let's get really familiar. Pardon me, this is very high budget and professional over here. Something you can remember. Space rhymes with face. Space rhymes with face. How do we spell face? F-A-C-E. If you've noticed, everything goes from bottom to top in music. When I drew the staff lines, I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything is from bottom to top. So, you now have your staff. Draw a little football shape. In which space is this? Did you say 1? You'd be correct. We can make it simple and keep it a whole note for now. Let's just focus on the note head. Sometimes they call it the body. Let's just call it the note head. We're not going to draw a stem or anything. These will become part of our vocabulary lesson. Never mind about the time signature. This is just to identify pitches. So we've got our F right there, and we are only drawing 4 notes because there are only 4 spaces. There's tons more space notes, but within the staff, there's only 4. Do another little football shape and have it touch the lines but not go over. See how it's kind of an oval? And again, this is just my handwriting. It's not going to be perfect. So what do we have? F, A. Third space is C because space rhymes with face. And top or fourth space. We know this. Great. Just for kicks, even though this is not rhythmically accurate, that's okay. We're just learning some anchor points on the staff. Now, I know that you're playing and you're reading on the violin. You are able to interpret the notes on the staff onto the violin. We also want to be able, and you might already be doing this for all I know. Like if I just had paper, no violin, could you read the notes? This is what we're discovering here. You can make up your own sentence, but this is an old-fashioned one. There's also deserves fudge. Every good boy deserves fudge. Every good boy does fine whatever, as long as it's E, G, B, D, F, right? E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Let's write them down here. You copying, doing this on your own paper? E, okay, that could have been better. I'm going to make a better one. Try to have it even. Sorry. Every, E, good. And I'm also trying to make it, I don't want to make it too small. This is a little small, because it should be the same size as what it would be if you could fill a space with it. So be better than I am. Any good teacher's wish is that the student is better. E, G, now the middle line, this is a significant line, by the way. This is the line where notes start turning upside down. And D, and F. There's something about writing things down. Oh, I need to get another pen, don't I? And that's okay. I got plenty of these. Let's say the note names. Say them out loud. Are you saying them? E. Try to guess it before. Name it before I write it. Name it before I write it. What is it? 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 And so you can see space, face, line, every good boy does fine. So what have we ensured that we know now? Staff, 5 lines, 4 spaces. The treble clef is the higher clef. We'll talk about bass clef in time, but treble clef is what we read when we play violin. The note is either on a line or in a space. On a line, in spaces. And when we have them one after another, It's a pattern of space. I'll just go here. Space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space. Hold on, Miss Lynn. What's going on? I see a lot more than just the every good boy does fine and FACE. I see notes that are lower, some are higher. What are these lines? Do these notes look like that? Is there such a note that looks like this? Oops, where are we? No. I mean, this would indicate something. There's no clef here, so we wouldn't know what that was. No, it's just a note. It's just a note. The place is this little line. For example, here I've got we'll get another pen. Here's a little staff. If I need to go lower, I'm going to draw extra lines. If I don't need to go that low, I can go 1. If I need to go higher, I'll add up there, and I'm going to try to make them evenly spaced. So that's what it would look like without notes written on it. So these notes are notes we can play on our violin with the same finger pattern. 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. If I were to do the color coding like we did at school, right? Blue, what did we do? Green, orange, yellow. Here are the notes on our G string. And if you notice the number of ledger lines, open G, first finger A, need 2 ledger lines. Second finger B, third finger C only needs 1 ledger line. Third finger on the G is 1 note lower than our open D. It's dipping below the staff, so we need to tell the musician where that is. If we don't have little lines, it's just loosey-goosey out there raw in the world. That's dangerous. Imagine that. Hold on. Where am I? I don't know where I am. You're lost. You are lost. So, we need the ledger lines to guide us. Ledger lines. Let me get the G pitch. I can't get rid of the the light reflection on this dry erase. Okay, if you could pause the video and draw another set of 5 lines for yourself so you can practice this. So do what you gotta do. Have staff again. I'm gonna draw my treble clef. I want to draw the notes on the G string. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw 2 little ledger lines. Boop, boop. I'm gonna draw 2 little ledger lines again. Boop, and it's going to be imperfect because I am imperfect. And now, to make a place for the B, 1. To make a place for the C, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1. Note head goes below. Space note. I'm going to deal with stems later. Space, line for A, G. Okay. Space. P. Line. C. So I want you to be comfy with that. Draw a bar line, measure line. Okay. Now let's draw the notes on our D string. Let's not worry about sharps. Just try. Ooh, hello. I didn't mean to do that. Bottom of the staff. That's a space note, so what's next? That squeak. D. E. These are a little small. How do I know? Because if I were to fill this, that's how big it would need to be. That squeak is amusing to me. Right? Line. We can draw a bar line. There's no such note, by the way. There's no such note as a filled-in note head with no stem. Let's just focus on where they are on the staff. Now what's going on? What do we need now? A, open A string. So this is space, F-A-C-E. A. So there's your space note. Line note B. Space note C. Line note D. God, it's so hard to not draw the stems. It's driving me crazy. A, B, C, D. Let's go down here and make our E notes. They're just some of our E notes, the ones we can reach with 0, 1, 2, 3. E, because F-A-C-E. Every good boy does fine. F. G, sitting on top of the staff. Kind of the opposite of where D is. Here's our G, our second finger on the E string. How are we going to go higher? By making a ledger line. Okay, let's kind of take the same kind of distance. Make a little place for it. You could do better. So what have we? E, F, G, and you tell me. Okay, again, you can pause this anytime, of course. Our stem length wants to be 1 octave long, 1 octave long. So what we need to do, we've got our G. The stem has to go up to where the very next G is. Where is the next G? Third finger on D, second line. So the stem goes up to the second line. Do that. Draw that. Stem to the right of the note head. Where's my cameraman? G. Next is A. We need to find, well, where's the next A? Here's our, here's our A. Where's the next A? Our open A. It's in the second space. So, yes, as a matter of fact, the stem does just go in the center of the space. I'm just going to keep going here. Think about it. B, the stem would want to go up to the B line. As in every good boy. See if your note head's really too small for the staff. It looks silly. It looks like really skinny, long legs. Live and learn. C is a space note when it is an octave higher than this. Notice this pattern. Space note ends on a line. Line note ends in a space. Space note ends on a line. Line note ends in a space. Let's keep going. D up to the third line. E up to the top space. F up to the top line. G. Well, let's think about this. The G above is in that top space. So this is going to go to the top space. Okay, let's keep going. A. Well, A above it is ledger line. So this stem needs to go where that line would be. But now we're dealing with something else. By the way, I said note head and stem. Those are two of our vocabulary words here. Something very special happens on line 3. This is where notes turn upside down. So, as a matter of fact, Rebecca Lynn, your note names are in the way. Get out of the way. Because B, now we're going down. So the note stem has to go as far down as the B, an octave below it. So let's say I were going to make a C ledger line. The first ledger line, I'd do it about there. So that note stem needs to kind of come down there. And now this is a C. So this wants to go where that first ledger line would go. D, line note, terminates into space. So, you know, you get real picky here. D. Okay, we're already upside down. Notice that the stem, once the note is so-called upside down, the stem is on the left. Why? Well, check this out. The note is always going to look like that. The stem is on the right. The whole note's upside down. Bam! All right. E. The stem needs to go down to where the next lowest E is. So that's going to go to the line. Ask yourself where F is, an octave below it. Well, F, A, C, E. G, third line. A, in the center of the second space. Now that ought to keep you really busy. So what did we remind ourselves of today? That a staff is 5 lines and 4 spaces. And that even if you write a note on it, it doesn't mean anything unless you have a clef. Violin uses treble clef. Next time we have a little chat, we could talk about the bass clef. Okay? We were reminded that a note is either on a line or in a space. On a line or in a space. We learned about ledger lines for when notes go lower in pitch than the staff shows, or higher. We talked about the note head, this part of the note, and the stem, the part that sticks up. Okay, so that's a lot for now, and we'll do another thing real soon.